Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped, something sick.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny, I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Okay. So, should we try to pick up where we left off, or do you have some other parts you'd like to get to know better today?
So I'm happy to dig into that. Although at the moment, there's something that I was kind of ruminating over from, I had regular therapy yesterday. My therapist, not so much IFS, more EMDR. And she kind of gets the IFS, but doesn't, go that route as much. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about this, sort of desire for a romantic partnership and stuff. And mm-hmm. One of the things that came up was, and I feel like she was kind of fishing around for a part that believes it is not worthy of that. And I don't find that. Mm-hmm. What I do find is a feeling that I do deserve, but still will not receive. And there's a lot of emotion around that feeling.
Okay.
It's not like I'm unworthy, I don't deserve. It's like I deserve, but somewhere there's a strong belief that I will not receive in that part of life.
Okay.
And then, the other avenue would be where we were working last time. There was a lot of question about embarrassment.
Right.
And I couldn't connect to anything like any strong memory. Not to say that I've never been embarrassed, obviously. Mm-hmm. But it was more of a part that just wants to avoid that so strongly. And I think it was more to do with my mom's fear of embarrassment than it was as much of any direct experience of embarrassment that I had myself.
Right.
She seems to have and it's interesting because she's not an out in the world social person at all. So it was always who are these people that, that are going to be, judging or whatever. But there was often this feeling that came from her about very much caring what other people thought and whether they were judging or just basically trying to like hide yourself from kind of being seen by other people.
Yeah.
For fear of judgment. So those are the kind of two that I'm toying with at the moment.
Great. Does one feel like it needs your attention more, or one you'd like to start with?
I think the belief, the first one that I was talking about, like the belief that I will not get what I want in this particular part of life. Just like it feels very strong. It's always there, even when there's like an optimistic part there as well, you know, or a, you know, upbeat or hopeful part in that area of life. There's always this one in the corner who's like, it is not going to happen. Just, you know, like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like, don't sit here at the bus stop, just start walking. Like kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's how I was describing it to my therapist. Yesterday, I think it was. Yeah, yesterday.
Okay. All right. So let's start with how you notice it when it comes up in your body.
I want to say, and I often have trouble with the location in the body question. It doesn't often bring me much. Let me see. To me, it feels like it comes from inside my head, like within my cranium, if you will.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like strongly. Like there are some times when we've worked together where I definitely get the physical like response and this like, you know, clenching and whatnot. This part is almost just like a little. The part that says those things is sort of like despondent and, you know, kind of tired and flat affect. But I know that there's emotion tied to it that's very, you know, excitable, if you will, when I scratch at the surface of that.
Yeah. Okay. And the main message is that you won't get what you want in that area. Are there any other messages that it's sending you?
It's like, just give up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And as you notice it, how do you feel towards it?
I have mixed feelings towards it. Like, partly I want to just listen to it and give up.
Right.
Yeah, it's like there's a bunch of parts that get in on the conversation when I circle around that statement or that feeling.
The feeling of giving up.
Yeah. There's obviously a part that really doesn't want to and is very, you know, upsettable and emotional about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, if there are a lot of parts around it, maybe you can just kind of invite all of them to have a seat at the conference table or in the waiting room, especially that part that, you know, strongly disagrees with it. Just see if it will give you space to get to know it and see how they react.
I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but I almost feel like the part that strongly disagrees with it is the part that feeling is trying to keep me from. Like this, you know, the hurt part, the sad part, or the one that wants, and believes and wants to try. Okay.
And we can get to that part also.
Yeah.
Or if you decide you'd rather go to that part first, you can.
Yeah. I think maybe it's just the two, and because they're so diametrically different from one another or opposed, it feels like a lot of stuff is going on, and it's really just these two bickering.
Yeah, they're stirring up a lot.
Bickering pieces,
fight.
like meh, meh, meh.
Yeah.
One is very dramatic, and one is very, like I said, flat, kind of.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk to the flat one.
Yes, if the other will give you space. Also, before you said you were, there was a lot of you kind of identifying with it or agreeing with it, which indicates to me probably that's kind of a blendedness, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can ask that part to just also kind of step back, but so that you can get to know it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, let's have a chat.
Right.
Let's get out of the car.
Yeah.
Okay, I can feel some space at this point.
Great. Feeling curious about it?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Just let it know that.
The struggly piece is quiet for the moment.
Nice. Okay. Let the one that wants you to give up, just let it know you're curious. Invite it to notice you. And you can just ask it to let you know whatever it wants about itself.
It just seems to have this belief like that I am somehow outside of that. I don't know how to say it better. Like,
Okay. It has this belief about you.
mm-hmm.
And when it shows up, it's very strong, right?
Yeah, it's not like some of the parts that I've spoken with where like it's physically strong or it's it's strong emotion. It's just persistent. It's always there.
Yeah.
But it's not like dramatic or forceful, or it doesn't have a lot of bravado, but it's just it's just very matter of fact, like.
Yeah. And what's it afraid would happen if it didn't send you that message?
I get this message a lot. It's like about wasting time and energy.
So if you were to go along with the other part, if you were to get into the dating, romance stuff, that would be a big waste of time and energy.
Yeah, but I think what's beneath that is like disappointment. Yeah. It seems to have some message of like people don't always get what they deserve. So it doesn't matter if you evolve and become a more like a better person and a better potential partner and stuff. Like, it's just saying, basically, you haven't gotten that and you won't.
Yeah. Okay. And that all makes sense to you?
I mean, yes. It makes sense that there's a part that says that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that it has some reason to say that.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. You can just let it know it makes sense to you. If you want, you could ask it how it likes its job or how long it's been doing it.
I've got to like make sure that I'm not analyzing. Because there's, I've been like reading a lot and stuff about various things regarding psychology and things like that. And it's like,
yeah,
there's always this tendency to think that it's from childhood. And so I don't want to like just insert that.
Right.
But I think that perhaps it has been around since then because because there's always been this part that wants more love than it felt like it was receiving.
Yeah. Yeah, so you could check that out. Check that out with this part and see if it's been doing this job for a long time. If it has if it does remember, any time when it felt like it had to really become active.
Yeah, there's some like a lot of times with me, it's never like these big, like monumental events, or it's just little occurrences, like everyday occurrences from growing up where I felt dismissed or like an inconvenience.
Yeah.
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 And it's like, look at you in this scenario or that, wanting and reaching and
not receiving,
desiring. Yeah.
Yeah. So it really was serving to protect you and keep that pain of not receiving, keep that away, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. See if you can thank it for that. Just show it some appreciation for its intention. How's it going?
It's going well, except I feel like the exile part that is obviously there. There's a lot of emotion coming out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard to maintain having the connection with the not so emotional part.
Right. Okay. All right. Good catch. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Well, you're recognizing it for what it is. So you can ask that exile for a little bit of space. Let it know that you would like to get to it. And you can also let this protector know that you see just how powerful and emotional this is and how important it's been.
Well, it's like the emotional part. When I try to say like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. The emotional part is like, you know, kind of like, how dare you? You know, not how dare you, but like, you're
siding with this.
It's like, basically the emotional part is getting more activated by, it feels like me saying to the flat part, like, oh, this makes sense that you needed to do this. Because what it's doing is yet another situation in which the hurt part is not receiving.
Right. Yeah. And would you like to someday get to that exile and work with it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let it know that. Let it know that you will hear everything that it needs to share with you. And that it doesn't need to be a part of the conversation with you and the protector. But you could also let it know that you see how, yes, that's been painful for it.
Okay.
Okay. Did it give you some space?
For the moment.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Feeling settled at the moment.
Okay. So this protector, did it receive that appreciation?
I believe so. I always often feel like when I'm dealing with this type of part that they it's like people that are hard, you know, and you have to you kind of know that how they feel, but they won't, you know, like it still stands there with its arms crossed, like kind of like whatever, but with like the tiniest little smirk or something like that.
Yep, I get that.
It's not like, let's have hugs now. And
right. Yeah, not all parts want hugs. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah. Okay. Check.
Well, you could ask it what it does want, what it would rather be doing if it didn't have to worry about this exile coming up.
When I say that, I just see it kind of walking off, not in an angry way, but just like, bye. That's pretty much, I think, the answer to that question, perhaps. Like, I'd rather not do anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't seem mad, but I get this often when I'm trying to
speak to like a firefighter type part or a protector part. It's just like when I ask them what they'd rather do, they just leave.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll know where it went off to or what kind of vacation it wants to take.
Mm-hmm.
But for the moment, it seems to be communicating by showing me it leaving, just kind of walking like through a tunnel type thing.
Okay. You could ask it how old it thinks that you are.
I'm getting like 7.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You can update it with your real age. And you could also ask, what it would think about you working with this exile, going to it, healing it. Does this protector trust you to do that?
Again, it just kind of feels as though it's completely left the space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get like a yes. I just get like this feeling of settled, like no, not a no, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I get. It's not like,
it's good.
Here's a care package or anything like that. It's just like sometimes it feels to me as though with protective parts, and when they're willing, they just disappear from me at the moment.
Yeah.
That's my experience of it. I don't know if
I imagine they're on standby for.
Oh, sure.
So it's great.
I'm sure. They just don't want to show me where they went to or, what kind of snacks they have there or whatever.
Okay. Does it have any requests kind of since you did get its attention, anything that it would like from you going forward?
No. No.
All right. Well, what would you like to do next? Would you like to look around for other protectors in this area? Would you like to go to that exile or try to keep negotiating with this one?
No, I don't think that's necessary. I think let's try to connect back to the exile.
Okay.
Although now I'm like, feel so peaceful. I'm like, where is it? Okay.
Yeah, where is it? Where's that feeling of wanting more love, of reaching?
Whenever I think of the words like don't give up, that's where I can feel it again.
Okay.
Like that's what it says.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so the don't give up that we were hearing from earlier, you feel like is this exile?
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
It feels exile-y.
Okay.
As soon as I those words seem to open the channel to its pain, or that's the way that I'm feeling it.
Okay. And how are you feeling towards it?
Um, there's like, obviously compassion, but there's also like sort of, remorse in a way for kind of spackling over it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you can just let it know that you have that you're sorry for not hearing more from it or getting in touch with it, building that relationship. What else are you noticing about it?
It's just showing me different little vignettes, if you will, like there's a part in here that's always like, don't say that because your family would feel bad,
Right.
But there's like a memory of like laying outside of my sister's door and like looking under the crack. And she's 7 years older than me, and like she'd be in there with her friend or whatever, and I wanted to go in.
Yeah. And are you okay with this part showing you those memories?
Yeah, I am.
Great.
I always try to tell people like the degree of my crying is like just, it always is like turned up from what the actual, like it sounds worse than it is.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like
you might even let the part know that what you just let me know, just that you're okay with what it has to show you.
Yeah. Okay.
And that you really want to understand.
Yeah. I'm just laughing because I'm getting snippets of the other kid that we worked with, because sometimes this is so silly sounding, but we drive around in the muscle car and we yell, "I have big feelings, so deal with it." It's like a song kind of that we so, or get over it, something like that. Like, I've got big feelings, get over it. It's like a, a celebration.
Yeah.
So she's there too in some way. Yeah, I keep getting this, like, my sister has apologized about this. She like feels bad. But it's that feeling of like being shut out and feeling like something, really cool is happening on the other side of the door. And you're not allowed in.
Yeah.
Because you're too little or boring or, whatever. And there was some other bits. A lot of, for some reason with my mom, it's always like the things that my parts dump out about her is often, not always, but often just like sound bites, just like her tone of voice or just, it wouldn't be it's not a whole conversation. It's just like like me wanting some kind of snack and her like saying with this tone of disgust, like, I just fed you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, like there is, again, it's like this feeling of I'm wanting something and I'm an inconvenience for wanting it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Just stay with that. Just let that part know you really want to understand what it was like to feel that way. What it was like for it.
Okay. I'm having to dismiss some like some interrupty type parts that always want to remind me that my childhood was not that bad.
Yes.
You know those parts?
I do. I do. We got to compare our traumas, right?
Yeah. Okay. It's like the same kind of sort of scene and theme as the younger kid. Like what I've found myself doing is like going to the end of the hallway and being like, hey, do you want to go do something else? And it's just always like, let me show you all this stuff in my room and let me, you know, put on this dress and show you that. And it's just like, you know, it's pretty predictable. Kids want attention. Like,
Yeah.
it's not,
Yeah.
you know, it's nothing earth shattering, but yet it is.
Yeah. Well, it's still in there and it's still painful. And there's still parts up around it and protectors up around it. So,
yeah.
So yeah, what was it like? See if you can learn from the part. Let it know that you really want to understand what it was like and really want to get it.
Yeah, she just gets sent away a lot. Mm-hmm. Not away from the house, but like, you know, go do XYZ.
Yeah.
By yourself.
Mm-hmm. And so she has this belief about being an inconvenience. Are there any other beliefs about herself or about her world that she picked up?
She just learned to do everything by herself.
Yeah.
She learned how to entertain herself.
Yeah. I think you mentioned before maybe a belief about being too little or too boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how's she feeling now about just having shown you this again, or having shown you this and your reading of it? Does she trust that you get it?
Yeah.
Does she feel like she's still stuck back there in time?
At this moment, I don't know about stuck because I'm there too, and I'm like, here, I'll get you a snack or whatever.
Great,
like,
you're a step ahead of me. That was going to be my suggestion. Go back there, do those things for her, be that person that she needed.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like inside joke, like when my mom says whatever she has to say, to be like, oh my God, she's like mean. She's, she's not, but
right.
Between me and the kid, it's like, oh, she's fucking mean. Like,
right.
Meaningless. Yeah. It was like 2 hours ago you had that snack. Let's go sneak in there and get some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep doing that. And just whatever she wants, whatever feels right for her. Any of those scenes, vignettes that you can go back in and kind of redo.
There's some other ones coming up from later, like years later. I'm just going to roll with that, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. If it's coming from her and not from other parts, I would say that.
I think what is being shown or what is being tapped into is feeling just outside of something. Like another one where it's me, my mom, and my sister, and I'm in the backseat of the car. And they just always had like more in common, and like they just kind of they didn't know how to like include me sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm just like sitting in the back seat of the car or laying in the hallway outside of my sister's room, looking under the crack of the door and seeing the feet of her friends and her, or,
and so now you're able to go
and being told to like go. She would absolutely just shrivel up and die if she knew that I was going to say this out loud, but she used to say, go play in traffic.
Oh,
it's terrible.
Yeah. So again, you can put yourself back in the backseat of that car with this girl.
Yeah.
You can address mother when she says that, if that feels right.
The other kid, the littler kid, wants to be there too. She's like, me too. I want to come.
Right.
We're all there. The part that is always, feeling bad, like the part that is always feeling bad for my mom and how she looks in these. Is always trying to pipe up and, be like, don't tell all these people, that. She's so nice now. And
she could be the greatest person in the world. And if she had an off day and, said something that was hurtful, then that would be something to look at and to help this young part with. So.
Yeah. I was like 30 years old before I could ever even start to be like, maybe there were like some times that weren't so great. And not to have that part like jump up and be like, your mom is amazing.
Right.
Oh, it's still there.
I still
Mom
have has parts.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a protector for somebody else in there.
I'm sure it has a very good reason for
I'm sure
what it does. So how's the young one feeling about all the ways in which you've gone back and been with her?
I think pretty good. I think there will be more that is shown to me later.
Great. Yeah.
That's how it generally tends to go with me.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
So I'll just keep getting in there and doing whatever there is.
Okay.
But I get the feel of it. I get the thread or the like theme of that part. Like, yeah, before this, there was this notion of like that this feeling of being outside of something, or, you know, like it felt made up and now it feels real. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, yeah. Like before when I said those words, I was like, what does that even mean?
Right. Well, it was exiled. It was exiled. And yeah, that's the whole purpose of exiling, is to make that, to unidentify with that. Right. Make that go away.
Yeah. That makes sense. It's just like, I guess sometimes I'm surprised that I can even get the words when the feeling doesn't connect up yet. I don't know. It's just, it's interesting. Like, oh, I'm outside of something. What the hell does that mean? And then it, you know, shows you real literal instances of being like locked out or sent away or, you know, made to feel as though one's needs are to be stifled.
Yeah.
And it just, like, when I said that at the beginning of the call, I was like, that doesn't make any sense per the topic, which obviously has been, you know, left behind in a way, but it's just, it's an interesting situation.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she's got other vignettes.
Okay.
To
well, in the meantime,
you
know, you can let her know that you're open to doing more of that with her, but you can also invite her out of that time and to come be with you, or to go wherever she'd like.
It seems as though the three of us now are leaving in the muscle car.
Okay.
At least for now.
So just so I understand, the three, do you have like approximate ages for the two of them?
The 4-year-old one that came up in another session, who every time I check in, we just ride around in a muscle car.
Awesome.
And we yell about how big our feelings are. And now the 7-year-old one is just going to come with us.
Okay.
I feel bad about putting her in the back seat though, because
maybe, you know, the bench seat in the front, maybe.
That sounds good.
You can have any type of car that you want.
I'm like, hey, I know you have a thing about the back seat now. So, we can make a bench seat. That sounds good. We're going to have to change the car a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't make up the car before. But I always thought, well, I wouldn't let a real kid ride around without their car seat and seatbelt and all, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah. No, my exiles can use dynamite and all kinds of stuff.
So, you know, we just crawl around in the front seat. That sounds good. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just put in a bench seat and maybe we'll get a different car. Yeah. But yeah, there's always this like leaving my parents' driveway kind of bye feeling.
Yeah. Okay. So they're feeling good about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels fine.
Now, if you'd like, you could ask this part, the one that had these beliefs about being inconvenient, having to do everything by herself, maybe being boring. Ask her where she carries those in her body and how she'd like to give them up.
I think she also wants to yell them out, and that's why she's in the car too. I've had others where I've dumped out, stuff on the ground and stuff, but I think the reason why we're all getting in the car is that she wants to yell hers too.
Great.
So yeah, maybe there will be a new, like, I'm not inconvenient sort of thing.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell her to get started on that. Do it until it really feels like it's all out.
Okay. I'm going to assume that it's okay if my little kid part curses. Because I curse a lot. So I think all of my parts curse besides maybe one that I'm aware of.
However she needs to express herself, get those feelings and beliefs out.
Oh. Okay, this is very entertaining. She's like, I'm the life of the party.
Fuck yeah.
I just want a fucking snack. Okay, I think I can probably take it from here.
Awesome. Well, the only other thing that I would suggest is maybe checking in with the protector from earlier and just showing it your work, showing it what's transformed here. Just seeing if it might want to reevaluate its role in light of that.
She seems cool. She's giving us a thumbs up, it appears. I mean,
awesome.
A begrudging thumbs up, but
yeah. Yeah. Great.
Yeah. And I'll continue to, get in there.
Cool. I hope you let me know how it goes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Good one. Thank you.
Yeah. Excellent. I'll send you another link and look forward to hearing from you.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Have a good night.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube, and they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.